Hello, Business 120 retail managers of Imperial Valley College. My name is Guillermo Salgado, or for those that can't roll the R, it's Guillermo, Mr. Salgado, if you'd like to be formal about it. Most people know me by Willie here locally. I am born and raised here in Imperial County, El Centro. Attended IVC for 3 years or so, back in 97 to 2000. I'm dating myself, but so IVC, did my time there, went to San Diego State back in 2000, finished in 3 years, took my time. So if you are on that 6-year plan, don't be ashamed. I could relate. I majored in business management, eventually attained my master's in business administration with the emphasis in marketing through National University. And that's just a brief overview of my studies. But as a family man here in Imperial County, I have 4 children, or soon to have 4 children. My wife is expecting next month, God willing, everything turns out as planned. Another daughter to add to the 2 that I have already. I have a 23-year-old daughter, Isabel. She graduated from UCR, Riverside, and is in the biochem industry in Chino Hills now. So God has been good. She's working full time out there in the lab. My son is 7 years old, and I help him from time to time with his Zoom sessions. He's a first grader, so this is all new to us during this COVID, pandemic lockdown situation that we had to adjust to. He's here with me, quietly in his room for now. He's and my daughter. She's going to daycare. She's 5. She just turned 5. Her name is Camila, and our newborn next month, hopefully, Viviana Catalina, it will be her name. So we will have a family of 4 children soon, and it's such a blessing. So I'm busy with the family life, blessed to be at home most of the time, based on the fact that we still live in this COVID pandemic and lifestyles that had to adjust. This has been difficult for me, but a blessing at the same time, because I work from 8 to 5 off of my laptop for my employer, Columbia College. Now, Columbia College is based in Missouri, but I am the local rep here. So I typically have an office in the Student Services building at IVC where the counselors are held, or I should say, housed. I am in one of those many cubicles by the transfer center, because my objective is to offer the opportunity for the associates for a transfer student to transition into a Columbia College program. We have over 40 degrees online. Business is something that I pitch and promote a lot because that is what I'm most fond of. But of course, we have psychology, human services, criminal justice, pretty much most of the degree plans that are available at other 4-year universities. We offer them online, but whenever the campus is open, we do hold business related courses on campus at IVC. So that's for Columbia College. That's my full-time job as a program coordinator. So that's my job. That's my income, aside from part-time faculty, right, with IVC. So whenever the opportunity arises and the business chair, Andres at IVC, is willing to reach out to me and offer me an opportunity, I'm willing to sign myself up for courses, right? To have that additional stream of income, which is nice. In business, we all could relate when it comes to wanting additional streams of income, especially if you have a lot of responsibilities like I do at home. So I teach business marketing currently, retail management for the semester. Previously, I have taught business English and intro to business, which is business 124. So 4 classes under my belt at IVC, and things are going quite well. That's a little bit about myself and what I've done and who I am and what I plan to do this semester, right? This session, this video is only for supplemental reasons, right? It's for your ability to understand what is due the week for the week, I should say, general outline of the week. That's why I'm trying to ensure that I record these videos early during the week and I post them on Canvas, which I will give a brief overview of how to find everything in a bit, how to navigate the site. But this is just for those students that are interested in seeing my face for about 30 minutes and to get the opportunity to learn of what I want to highlight or stress for the week, right? What topics are most important? What is what chapter needs to be read? What material may need to be addressed? What assignments are due for week one, which is this current week. I do have an assignment due for you, by end of Saturday, right? Every week we will have hopefully an assignment of some sort due by 11:59 Saturday midnight. Why that time? Because this is a strictly online course, 100% online. You do not ever have to log on to Zoom or get a hold of me or see any of your peers, classmates. For you to do that, you'd have to call me up or text me and let me know that, hey, Guillermo, Mr. Salgado, I want to go ahead and have a one-on-one session via Zoom with you. I don't understand a certain part of the lecture for chapter 2 or 5 or whatever it may be. I'm always willing to touch base with you individually. So just keep that in mind. Open door policy, always willing to contact me via email, phone, or even Zoom. But once again, this is not I should say asynchronous or hybrid. It's just strictly online. So the best thing I could tell you in terms of how to go about the semester is log on Monday or Tuesday of the week, find out what's due, what chapters need to be read, what will be due by Saturday, submit the work by Saturday to ensure that you're eligible for full credit. And come Monday or Tuesday, you'll have a grade for that assignment. You'll have participation and attendance points. You won't ever have any issues. For those students that don't contact me via email, do not send any work by the end of week 2, then week 3 comes around and I might have to somehow drop those students that are not responsive. I want to just make sure you're out there. I want to make sure you are understanding where all the material is housed, all the lecture material, the PowerPoints that will be supplemental that I will post on Canvas, these videos that are supplemental that I'll post on Canvas, and just to understand the basics of this course. Once again, we're barely on week 1. Week 2 comes around. If you do not send anything in, if you don't contact me, week 3, that's when I will do a final call and contact with you. And if there's no means to communicate with the student, then the drop may occur. But no concern about that right now. We're barely getting things going. Let's go ahead and do a quick 10-minute overview of Canvas. And then at the very end, I'll go ahead and share with you possibly the PowerPoint and I should say discussion post, which is your sole responsibility by Saturday. It's going to be answering the question that I have posted on the Canvas underneath the tab titled discussion posts. So let's go ahead, with that being said, let's go ahead and share the screen here. Bear with me for 1 second. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Canvas. When you log on to Canvas, you will see on the left-hand side of your screen various tabs. Now, the first tab is Home. If it does not appear, click on it, and you will see a list of modules that I have created as your instructor. The first module is Syllabus. You click on that, and you will see a drop-down of one item, which is our current syllabus. Click on that, and you can review the syllabus, due dates, all that good stuff, which we will touch on in a bit. Scroll a bit further down and you will see the next module, PowerPoint slides per chapter. I've went ahead and created the PDF for you. You cannot edit it. It's just for your understanding in terms of the lecture material, the material in the book, I should say, chapter 1. It is a slideshow that I've created for you, so you could go ahead and have as notes or to refer throughout the semester, whether it be something that you need during an exam or something that you could refer to for one of your assignments. It's there. It's not necessary. It's not required of you to view it. It's just there to study, to access whenever you need, right? So I will be doing this every Monday for every week's reading material. Chapter 1 being for week 1, chapter 2 for next week. We should have chapter 2 posted here by Monday of next week. There's about 17 chapters, if I'm not mistaken. So on average, about 1 chapter per week. So don't be concerned about being overwhelmed with reading material. It's only 1 book, 1 chapter per week. But of course, a lot of us are still working on the textbooks. So we're going to go ahead and postpone. I'm not going to go ahead and hold anybody accountable for chapter 1 material until the end of week 2. So we'll work it out. For now, we're going to keep it as understand the syllabus, order your books, get means to read the book. I really don't care if it's digital copy. If you copy it yourself manually, like at a Kinko's or Staples, you could go ahead and borrow the book from somebody. I'm not going to hold you to showing proof that you purchased it. I understand a lot of us have financial hardships as of late, but of course, IVC is available. You could always order your book through the IVC bookstore, campus bookstore, or just do a search online with the ISBN number, which you could actually copy and paste. I'll show you the number in a bit on the syllabus. Scroll down, videos. That's the third module I have posted, which has a heading of videos, weekly updates and overview of chapter readings. Now, this is what I am doing right now. It's a quick, short 30-minute video on average that I will post here. It's supplemental. It's not required of you. You do not have to view these videos. Although I did record them on Zoom, if you don't have access to Zoom, please let me know and I'll try to transfer it over to a YouTube video. But once again, as a student, I believe you should have access to a basic Zoom account. If not, let me know and I'll definitely start posting these as YouTube, a YouTube friendly format. You'll see week 1 outline overview, within an hour or so after this session. I'll go ahead and post it under this module. So there should be about 16, weekly updates and overviews by the end of the semester. But once again, not required of you, nor is a PowerPoint slide presentation. The only thing that is required of you is to submit assignments by Saturday. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the syllabus. You click on that, retail management syllabus. Towards the bottom, you click on the red font, and you should be able to pull up the syllabus towards the bottom of your screen. Hopefully you do see it there. Sorry for the delay. So on the top, page 1, you'll see my contact info. Once again, always available. Call me, text me, 760-554-9081, or email me at any given time. I'm always available. Overview, student learning outcomes, course objectives. This is your textbook that is required of you. ISBN number. You could go ahead and highlight this, copy and paste it, do a search on Google, find a good deal, right? 2018 is a copyright year. Berman is an author and Pearson is a publisher. And the title is Retail Management, a Strategic Approach, 13th edition. So find the textbook with those keywords, you should be fine. Course requirements, weekly class lecture, which is not really lecture, right? It's just a video that I will record and will be available on Canvas as a supplemental, not required of you. Exams, there will be a midterm and a final exam, 200 points each, multiple choice. In total, 40% of your overall grade will be allocated towards exams, right? So aside from that, everything else will be assignment based. So you have 60% of the overall grade in your hands based on your own work ethic and ability to manage your time wisely at home throughout the week. We have 4 categories, I should say. Let's take a look. Assignment, weekly class. The first assignment category is weekly class discussion questions. This is the discussion tab on Canvas, which I will show you in a bit. That's the only homework assignment for week 1 that you must post and send in by Saturday in order to get full credit. It's based weekly on readings, but once again, week 1's discussion is not based on the reading. It's just off the top of your head, based on your own background and your understanding and what your interests are. We'll take a look at the questions that are posed. The second assignment category is short case analysis. There's 10 in total, a total of 100 points. 10% of our overall grade comes from this. I forgot to mention 20% of your overall grade comes from the class discussion questions. Assignment, the third category in assignments is comprehensive case analysis. 15% of your overall grade comes from this. And then assignments, retail marketing plan. This is your final big assignment that's due. It's the retail marketing plan. Presentation, not really required, right? We're going to update that. It's just a plan that you must submit that we will cover in detail throughout the semester on what's required of you. The general outline is on the syllabus and the rubric system on how to grade it. But once again, we have about 17 weeks this semester. We'll start reviewing it around week 4 or 5. Don't be concerned about the marketing plan at this point. Once again, this is a basic outline on what's expected on the marketing plan. Take a look, but don't be too concerned. We have a lot of time to work on that. The assignment categories, as we touched already. The first assignment category, second assignment category, 3. There's many assignment categories there. Retail marketing plan, marketing exam, final exam, midterm and final. I always stress that all of the assignments must be submitted by Saturday, end of business day, I should say end of Saturday. So anytime before midnight, right? 11:59 Saturday. If it's sent in Sunday, then unfortunately you may be eligible only for part-time, half the credit, right? So you do want to send in your work by Saturday. Understand what netiquette is, etiquette via internet. Review that, please. And other course information, student resources. So this is a breakdown of what will be, this is an outline for the whole semester. Right in the middle, you'll have the discussion question, I should say the chapter that will be reviewed for the week. Typically, it's only 1 chapter per week. On the far right-hand side of the table here, you'll see what's due. Discussion question 1. That's the only question, the only assignment that's due, right? At the end of this week. So feel free to complete that today, tomorrow, Saturday night, right? As long as you send it in by Saturday. And just take a look at all of the assignments for the weeks ahead. All righty. So let's go ahead and backtrack to the homepage. When you click on Canvas, you should be able to click on discussions, the third tab coming down, assignments. Right underneath assignments, you'll see discussions. As the instructor, I've posted week 1 discussion question, introduction, meet and greet your fellow classmates. This is not based on your reading. It is not research-based. I do not want you to look up information online off the top of your head. It's not quality, it's just quantity, right? I want to make sure you're out there and you are a person, right? You're not a bot. You're not really, I want to see the individual aspect of everyone out there. So if it's dirty, if it's error, if a lot of errors exist for this first round, you know, of discussions, by all means, it's fine. Just let me know you're there, right? Read the questions and do your best to provide an answer. Now, I was very thorough in the explanation, but keep it simple and to the point. Introduce yourself by sharing your personal story, experience as a student at IVC, whether it be business or another field of study, and what attracted or compelled you to pursue education and or a career in this particular field. Anything personal that you would like to share as far as family information, personal aspirations or goals, personal or career-oriented goals is very much encouraged. This bullet point will most likely be the most extensive or elaborate response out of your entire discussion. So feel free to write one paragraph minimum or 2 paragraphs max. Keep it short and simple, sweet, right? Interest, the second part of the discussion post will be your interest in business and or retail management, marketing, HR, finance, or any other category of business. Do you have an interest and or experience in any area of business? Would you like to start a business one day and or assume a specific role with the business? If so, what type of role would you like to have? Keep it short and sweet and maybe a paragraph, right? For B. And finally, do you have business or know of someone that owns a business, family or friend? If so, share with us one business that you consider one that you can share your knowledge with that you pick up during the class. Make sure to give a quick statement or two of what you consider they do well, the business, and what they can possibly improve on. If you want to keep it generic, feel free to give the business name XYZ. You don't have to mention the name if you want to keep it confidential, or any other name that is not what it really is. So if you want to go ahead and do a quick snapshot of a local business that you want to keep it confidential, like say it's a family business, right? Maybe it's Kotori's or Cuchi's Raspados, and your family owns it. And of course, you possibly don't want to put them on blast and highlight what they're not doing well. So hey, keep it generic, give it a different name. But A, B, and C. If you don't have a clear answer for one of these, do your best to let me know that you're not qualified to answer the question, and just create a paragraph based on the topic at hand, right? And the information you want to provide me. This is once again more so based on participation. I want to make sure everyone is out there and understanding where the discussion posts will be and what is required of you. And the grading, the rubric, please review that to understand how I will grade your 20 points that is pertaining to this discussion post for week 1. 8 points will come from, let's take a look here, rubric, valued at 20 points. Do receive full credit for 20 points. Refer to the information below. Answer 2 of the 3 above. So choose from A, B, or C. Each letter is worth 8 points. So that's 16 points. And the remaining 4 will come from your response to some other students or peers post. So please read this and answer accordingly. So only 2 out of the 3. Choose A, B, or B or C, or A and C, depending on what you want to answer, or answer all 3. Alrighty, that's under discussions, right? Make sure you post your response by Saturday, and response to one of your students, classmates, I should say. And finally, I will keep the material for chapter 1. I'll postpone that until next week. But the second slide, the second module, I should say, on your home page for Canvas will show the intro to business, I should say chapter 1, intro to retailing PDF, which is the slide presentation. Once again, this is not a requirement of you to review, but it is serves well when it comes to studying for exams or completing classwork. It gives you a snapshot of what's most important. So download it, click on the red font there, and access a PDF. Now, once again, I will do a quick brief overview of chapter 1 on the following video that I will produce for the start of week 2 on Monday. So every Monday I should have a new video posted. Okay, so chapter 1 is an intro to retailing. Okay, so that pretty much gives the general overview of what is expected for week 1. Read chapter 1, get your book if you haven't been able to. If you feel lost, if you feel as if you're not going to be able to read chapter 1, don't worry. All we have do is the discussion post, which you could complete today. You don't need to read anything to complete that. Come Monday of next week, if you still don't have your book, no problem, no worries. I could assist you, even if it's midweek, week 2. I could somehow provide you notes on chapter 1 on top of the PowerPoint that I have posted for you. So every week I will post the PowerPoints that pertain to the reading material that has been assigned per week. That'll help you, even if you don't have a book. It'll get you up to speed to a certain extent. But of course, week 3 comes around. If you don't have your book, you're probably going to be in some trouble there. So try to find a book, ebook, online, digital copy, soft copy, hard copy, whatever it is. If you have issues, call me, text me, and I'll see what I can do. And just in closing, I'd like to give you a brief overview of personal overview. I've already given that, but my interest and background in retail. So it all started back in 2003. Cheers for whoever's still with me. Coffee, productivity, helps out. It increases your level of productivity, but at times it impedes your ability to remember. So retail. Why have I been chosen to teach retail for this course at IBC? Well, I was effective when it comes to pitching myself, quite honestly. I highlighted the fact that I'm a student, I'm a product of this community. I went to IBC back in the day, right? I experienced the business program. I understood the positives and negatives, right, of the traditional classroom-based associate's program, even bachelor's program for business. An area of opportunity that I stressed when I was hired as an IBC instructor for retail was that the local student, and I am including myself, never really was given the opportunity or the challenge to really get out there and apply textbook material to the real world of business. There was always a disconnect between the student population and the local workforce, or I should say the employers, the business owners, the movers and shakers of the community, whether it be real estate, IID, retail management, all the stores that exist here. Just trying to, my interest in business was solid as a business student, but my experience was slim to none. Never was I challenged to go out there and meet somebody, talk to a business owner, create a project that assists a business that exists, or maybe creating a business that I would like to someday execute or create. Not until my master's in business, could you believe that? Not until my MBA project. To get my MBA, I had to create a business, in which I did. I created Culture Star Company, which still exists to this day, 10 years later. Off and on, right now it's dormant, but I've dabbled with apparel, creating apparel, sales, and also entertainment here locally. I've hired multiple acts in comedy, Fluffy, Angela Johnson, Gabriel Iglesias, Felipe Esparza, for those avid comedy goers, or I should say, like anybody that has an interest in comedy. Most likely those names ring a bell. It's fun hosting events here locally. And so going back to the reason why I feel confident as a retail management instructor, I have a bit of experience in the small business creating, the small business venture situation that I would encourage all business students to consider. I always stress the fact that it is important to have a business in mind, at least during your coursework at IVC and whatever school you decide to transfer to. It makes it that much more appealing. All the information that you may have to read and get examined on, might as well have a business in mind that you could apply everything you learn to. Take full advantage of the coursework and the topics that you might be presented. Take full advantage of meeting every student and pick their brains, right? Every peer that you may rub elbows with or meet online, build relationships, because that's what business is all about. As an instructor, I am going to encourage you to reach out to the business world at a certain point during our assignments and really bring some type of value to a business. And that's what it's about. I think the disconnect between the real business world and the classroom environment existed back when I went to school. I don't know if that's still prevalent. That's the way it is today, but I tried to bring in real world business examples. I tried to bring in my weaknesses and deficiencies as a business owner and assist others in learning from my mistakes. The best lessons learned are those mistakes from other people. It's not necessarily guidelines or the top 10 things you need to follow as a successful business person. It's more so, hey, avoid these pitfalls, right? Avoid these issues that Guillermo Salgado has taken care of for you. So to avoid costs and concerns, right? So I try to be an open book. That's something else that makes me a good instructor. I try to work with the student individually and try to have this team approach to pushing through the semester. So we're all going to help each other out. We're all going to collaborate. If you have issues when it comes to creativity, I'll pick my brain, I'll send some ideas your way. Let's see which one sticks. And I'll assist you in that respect, but I won't do your work, so I'm more so interested in your work ethic throughout the semester, your ability to stay on the same page week to week, being punctual with your assignments, holding yourselves accountable for what's due. And secondary is my interest in your ability to master the English language, right? The vernacular used, the business jargon, right? The terminology is important, but this is not an English course, so I'm not going to test you on your ability to cite your work, or your ability to impress anyone with your ability to just write in general. So don't feel as if you are not going to excel in this course if you have some means of opportunity for growth when it comes to writing or the English language in general. So if you're awesome at it, then hey, you got that upper hand. But of course, one thing that you always have to keep in mind is not procrastinate and copy, right? You can't plagiarize. That's a big no-no. If you get caught plagiarizing, you will be dropped. So with that being said, I haven't even touched on retail. So I had an experience at being a retail manager for about 6 years. I started right out of college with no experience in business whatsoever. I touched on that. Got the opportunity to work for Mervyn's, which no longer exists, but back 10 plus years ago, that was a go-to store in the Valley. Ask your moms, ask your aunts and uncles. That was the go-to retail store in the Imperial Valley. I was the retail manager, assistant manager, I should say. The job title was executive team leader. I was there for about 2 years, and I transferred over to Toys R Us and Calexico, director for about a year, moved on to Express at the mall. When the mall first opened, they hired me as a co-manager. After there, went to American Eagle, Guess, and a couple of other stores, right? So high turnover in retail. I had my opportunities. I got hired, I got fired. I quit for an opportunity for advancement with other stores, with competitors. Always looking for that better job title and pay. So I got kind of tired of that after a while, and ended up with the opportunity to consult small businesses through the Small Business Development Center for about a year, and eventually got my foot in the door in teaching with IVC and a full-time job with Columbia College, as mentioned earlier. So I have had a lot of twists and turns in my career path. I would have never projected teaching for IVC 20 years after attending, but here I am. Loving life to the fullest, full-time family man and part-time instructor, and program coordinator for Columbia College. So if anybody has any questions or concerns, feel free to call me anytime, text me, and I will do my best to serve you. It's been a pleasure recording this video, and I will do the same for week 2. On average, 30 minutes or so of supplemental video, right? It's not required of you. And take it for what it is. Hopefully it helps. I will highlight the most important topics of the chapter and reiterate what's due. And what you need to look out for. Okay. Hopefully all is well. It is Tuesday. You still have most of the week to complete your discussion post, and it is due by Saturday midnight. Hope to see everyone active on the discussion post, and have a blessed week. Thank you.